breaking news right before we got out here. Marty Simmons is out of the UE Purple Aces. He is no longer the head coach of the Purple Aces.
Really?
Yeah.
Calvert Chaney.
Calvert Chaney is the big rumor right now. So we're getting
No
Calvert.
way.
Yes, that is the big rumor right now. Calvert Chaney on his way to Evansville, Purple Aces, University of Evansville.
Walter McCarty as his assistant.
Is he still in St. Louis with Jim Cruz, with Jimmy?
Jim Cruz doesn't coach anymore.
Yeah, I just saw Jim Cruz.
Oh, when was he done?
I guess last year, right?
Yeah, I don't think he coached this year or last
He's
year.
not-
I think they
he wasn't
got
coaching
rid
this
of
year.
him. Yeah.
They
Don't put that in the podcast.
no, he. I was at a UE game. They retired a bunch of jerseys, and they also retired Jim Cruz as a person. I don't know. I don't know how that worked. He wasn't even have a number, but
that is interesting. Yeah,
they hung him up in the rafters. Not him, legit. Like
no more coaches.
but it was
named
like
Jim.
a banner, not Jim Cruz.
Yeah, was it no more coaches named Jim at UE.
Yeah, no more Gyms. So yeah, but yeah, they also that same day was Marty Simmons too. So maybe they were trying to tell him something.
Yeah,
But,
interesting. Calvert Chaney. And wait a second. Who was the guy? Who was the guy from South Spencer that dunked on you, Nuke, back in the day?
Emmy Morales.
Emmy Morales. There we go.
Thanks, Curt.
Yeah.
We'll have him. He's in the other room. Let's bring him out now. Emmy Morales. And Seth freaking, what's his name?
Clutter.
Seth freaking Clutter.
It's funny now. 20 years later. But
20 years later.
Actually, into what am I saying?
Shout out,
25 years later.
Shout out to Angie Armstrong. So here we go.
Oh no!
Wait a second. The wife is upstairs now. I'm good.
Okay. Pardon me. Not that this will matter for the tournament stuff, but there's a couple games on today. Do you guys have any?
Go Radford!
You got Radford over LIU Brooklyn.
And who's the other one?
UCLA. No. The other one today is Arizona State and Syracuse.
Whoa.
The Q's.
Arizona State, baby. It's
Bobby
Hurley.
Yeah. Well, he had a chance to play his brother.
Who deserved to be in the tournament less? Who deserved to be in the tournament less? Arizona State or Oklahoma?
But
Oklahoma.
or Syracuse.
And
Syracuse,
honestly.
yeah.
But like, you know what that means? They're going to win like 2 or 3 games. That's how it always works.
And yeah, that's why yeah. And Syracuse has that zone that no one can figure out how to beat for some reason.
Yeah, that Duke
But of course,
stole
his name
this year.
I think Arizona's beat Arizona State though. Haven't they beat Kansas?
So
Xavier.
So that's it.
Yeah,
Well,
it's like they got props on early season, not late season, because they finished really bad. But whatever. Bobby Hurley, he's in. I'm happy. We're all good. And that is your sweatshirt. Very, very close.
Did you see the ESPN thing on Bobby Hurley? ESPN did a thing on Bobby Hurley that was on last weekend. It was pretty good.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called. I don't think it was on ESPN, actually. I think it was on ABC. They documented his high school through college and then the accident that he had. I didn't realize he was that close to death. I knew it was a bad accident.
Yeah, he was going to,
he was
until
like
that guy
dead.
found him on the side of the road, right?
Yeah, it was one of his teammates,
Yeah.
and he actually went flatline, I think, a couple times, too.
Yep.
I didn't realize it was that close.
What's the deal with injuries? Jay Williams, Bobby Hurley?
Yeah, point guards at Duke. And didn't go that great for a while.
Mason Allen there.
I don't know what you're talking
Watch
about.
out, dude.
Trippy McButterson. So I guess what our plan here is to go through the bracket, and 2 of us out of the 3 of us have to agree.
I like it.
If all 3 of us agree, then that's pretty much a lock and put all your money on it. But
Am I allowed to try to change your mind on one of the picks that I have here?
100%. That's
All right,
I wouldn't
good
want it
deal.
the other way. But we'll
Because
start.
I'm going to change your mind on one.
I'm in already, probably. But I'm probably already thinking the same way you are.
Impossible.
So let's just start. We'll start in the South. I assume your
Okay.
bracket looks like my bracket, and South is at the top left. So we're going that way. We're going Virginia, UMBC, which I don't even know what UMBC stands for. I don't really care.
It's Baltimore, Maryland, Baltimore County.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a former student that went there.
All
Play.
right. We're going Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do want to ask: is this the year though that a number 1 seed? I think this is the chance.
I think there's one, and we can get to them in a
Yeah,
second.
we'll get to that. I think
Yeah.
we're thinking on that one.
I think there might be one here, but yeah, Virginia has a historically great defense, so
Yeah,
they're not losing to a 16.
and they can score this year.
Do you agree, Jamie?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I guess we're good on that.
I have Virginia going all the way, so to the championships.
Hey,
Oh,
we just,
hey.
That's called a spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
dude.
And,
We'll edit that out.
yeah, fix it in post. Okay, Creighton, Kansas State. This is a close one, 8-9 seed.
Yeah, I looked this one up. I went to my who has the most senior tiebreaker on this one. And Creighton has the more upperclassmen, and they shoot about 39% on threes, and have a few less turnovers on that. So I went with Creighton on that one with their ability to light it up from the outside.
Yep.
So I went with Creighton.
What do you think, Jamie?
I'm going with Kansas State.
Really?
Oh, you're a tiebreaker, Burton.
The conference they play in, I don't have anything else. I just like. Plus, it's
it's Bruce Weber, right?
Bruce Weber, yes.
Yeah.
So
well, there's your reason right there.
That's why I'm going Creighton, because I think Bruce Weber is not a good coach. So I think Creighton wins this one because
I at the beginning back in January. You know what? We're watching the wrong conference because it was early. It was early in the year though. It was about 4 games in. I was listening to a pregame Butler show, and they were getting ready to play Creighton, and they were talking about averages, and they said Butler gives up 84 points a game. Creighton has the best defense in the Big East at 82 points a game. I'm like, dang, we're watching the wrong conference.
Yeah, that sounds like great. Yeah, that's a fun conference. Let's watch that.
Here. So I started to pay a little bit more attention to the Big East.
Creighton, 28th on the list for chances of winning.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, I didn't look up odds and stuff. I should probably do that.
So did we go Creighton in that game then?
Yeah, we're going Creighton 2 out of 3. So
all right, that's good.
Okay, 5-12 game, Kentucky Davidson. Yeah,
we gotta go with the not our heart here.
Well, there's always a 12 over 5,
yes.
So we know that. But Kentucky's playing really well lately. They got all their players back. They're kind of. They had a players
Peaking
meeting
at the right time.
Players only meeting a couple weeks ago, and ever since then they've been pretty hot. So who knows for sure? But I don't know. I'm definitely no fan of Kentucky, but I don't know. It's hard for me to pick Davidson over Kentucky at this point.
Jay Bilas said David. No, it wasn't Jay Bilas. There was somebody else on ESPN that said Davidson was going to win. So that tells you right there, Kentucky will win.
Well,
yeah.
Yes.
And you guys know me well, how much that hurts me to say those words.
I know.
It really does hurt. Because apparently there's a dude on Davidson that grew up, which is a weird phrase to say, but he grew up watching Steph Curry, and he he loves that dude, and I guess so he's the next Steph Curry from
They do
Davidson.
have I did see they do have a guy that's averaging 20 something a game. Hold on, see if I got it right here.
Yeah, but so that was the only reason, I guess, that if there's a Steph Curry clone out there that you know, you could probably win with him.
And you got 5 freshmen. You never know what they're going to do in that kind of a stage.
It's really true.
Out west.
But in all honesty, I really want to see the next matchup between Kentucky and the next team.
Yeah, I kind of do too. So.
Because it's the bidding war for DeAndre. Kentucky might.
Can we call the next? Yeah, we'll get there in a second. But yeah, it might be we'll call it the cash payment game.
Yeah.
So Kentucky, we put that on.
We're going UK.
All right.
It's a battle of who should have paid more.
Right. Yeah. You go 110,000. So we got Arizona and Buffalo. Arizona having maybe the best player in the country right now.
Yeah.
So there's that, but one player doesn't make a thing. But Buffalo, I've not heard a peep out of Buffalo, so I'm not sure that they have much of a shot here.
They may not even make it. They have their third nor'easter in 6 days, so they may not even be able to get there.
Well, there's that. I think we're all agreeing. I mean, Arizona, right? Yep. We won't belabor this, but
yeah,
so that
Arizona.
sets up an awesome second round, which we'll get to.
Oh wow!
All right, Miami, Loyola, Chicago. I'm going Miami for sure. I've seen Miami play a few times this year. They're legit.
Yeah, but I'm disagreeing. I'm throwing Loyola Chicago in there because that is a team that can just light it up like there is no other. I think that's going to be one that I can see Miami coming to sleep on because who's Loyola Chicago? And let's see, where did their numbers go? I can't remember what their numbers are, but they can light it up.
Well, it's first time in a tournament for about at least the last 10 years for Loyola Chicago.
Yeah.
I have Loyola Chicago on my my bracket too. I mean, you can see it right here.
Yes, they have nothing to lose. John Larragara, his teams are generally a little methodical.
Yep, and they have a 4'7" point guard.
Huh?
They have a 4'7" point guard. So
do they really?
Yeah, he's very small.
Let's see, what was their? So I know how you like your Ken Pom here.
I do like Ken Pom.
So,
That's pretty good.
So let me throw this at you real
to my advantage. I like Ken Pom.
Yeah, Loyola Chicago actually their defense is ranked 24th, and their offensive efficiency is 24th, and they're putting up their their defensive efficiency is ranked 24th. This is Loyola Chicago, and their offensive efficiency is 68th at 112 points a game, which actually ranks right with Miami, both on offensive and defensive.
Okay, that's not.
And they shoot like over 40% as a team from the 3-point line.
All right, so our first real big upset here then. 11 over a 6. You guys are going Loyola, so we're going Loyola. Loyola Chicago.
If you want to look at the power ranking and the likelihood of winning the tournament, we got it's really close on that one. It's like one is.
So they're pretty close, even though they're 6-11. It's a lot closer than that. Okay.
Loyola Chicago's 42 and Miami's 38.
Yeah, well, put it over for me. They, like I said, they shoot like 41%. I think I can't remember what it was, but it's around 40% from the threes, and they're just an outside shooting team. So if they got a guy that catches fire, I don't think Miami can outscore them.
And they've only lost 5 games. You always go. I know they play in a different conference and different schedule, but to win 28 games and lose 5, that's pretty good.
All right. 3-14. We have Tennessee versus Wright State. This is an underwhelming game for me. I'm very underwhelmed.
Yeah. This is one I almost put in an upset, but I went with Tennessee.
I went Tennessee. Rick Barnes.
Yep, that's a sweep. Even Rick Barnes, though, I will not pick him to go very far because he does not impress me.
That's true there, too.
Okay, 7-10. We have Nevada and Texas.
This is one I went back and forth on.
Yeah, Texas. We got Shaka Smart there, so...
They got one of the best big guys, too, right? Don't they?
And I've saw them. They played Duke earlier this year. I watched, and they were legit at that time. So I don't know what happened, whether 19 and 14, because they should be a lot better than that.
I think Nevada's another one of those teams that I think can score a lot and fast. I think they were like top 10 offensive efficiency as well. Let me see if I can find that again real quick. It was high shooting 3-pointers. I don't have left my stuff at work. Yeah, they were 10th offensive efficiency at 120 a game.
Man.
Per game. So they were 10th in the nation offensively. But Texas's defense was ranked up there pretty high though too.
Yeah.
So I did end up going with Nevada. I just think, again, it just kind of goes with the scoring thing in my anti-big school.
Yeah. I'm going
school thing. So.
Yeah, I'm going Texas because I'm a Shaka Smart believer. So
I'm Texas too.
All right, sweet.
All right, Texas it is.
Texas it is.
You all can't be right all the time.
Right.
So.
Yeah,
that's right.
Okay, 2-15. We have Cincinnati as a 2 and Georgia State as the 15.
Georgia State is
Georgia State.
Georgia State is coached by the guy who used to coach at IUPI, Ron Hunter.
Yeah,
and he'll run and gun it, man. He'll open it up. He'll try to run you out of the court.
Well, Cincinnati does too, don't they?
But Cincinnati, I'm Cincinnati's tough.
Cincinnati, I think.
Cincinnati,
right. We're sweeping Cincinnati, right?
Yeah, Cincinnati is
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep staying in the South. We'll work all the way to the Final Four here.
Okay, sounds good.
UVA, so Virginia, Creighton.
It's going to be offenses versus defense on that one.
I mean, Virginia is tough.
Yeah,
they're not going to lose early on.
No,
I don't think.
No, I got Virginia. Yeah,
I got Virginia for sure.
Well, yeah, you.
You
spotted a little there. All right.
Gee, I wonder.
the game of the next round. I mean, this is the best game that we could possibly hope for. Kentucky versus Arizona. Yeah. This will be an epic battle, I believe.
This is the epic battle for Mr. Aiken, I can't pronounce his name, DeAndre there.
Yeah, and terrible joke, Wildcats will win. Is that, I mean, how many times we're going to see that joke?
Yeah, it'll be a while. You know what? If I had school, I will. If this game's on Thursday night, oh yeah, I'll be saying that all day on Friday. Oh yeah, I'm not going to Kentucky on that one.
Arizona, I got Arizona.
Arizona, sweep it.
Yeah. I'm not going to put Kentucky in the Sweet 16.
Sorry, Wildcats. Wildcats win. Okay, Tennessee, Loyola, Chicago.
This is my double-seeded team that gets in the Sweet 16.
All right, Loyola. All right, what you got?
I had Tennessee, but I'm not against that for sure.
I have zero respect for Rick Barnes, and if you guys are Loyola Chicago believers, I'm going Loyola. That sounds great. There's always some weird
Missouri
team,
Valley.
Right? Yeah, they were the winners.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, there's Valley teams. Now, the Valley isn't what it used to be, but
no, it's not.
Still a Valley team.
Yeah. Okay, Texas, Cincinnati.
I have Cincinnati again. I think they're just
Seems pretty tough.
they're pretty good.
Cincy's they're Bulldogs, man. They're gonna be tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree. All right. Virginia, Arizona. This is interesting. This is a very interesting
we're
one.
not chalk it up.
Personally, I had Arizona. I think Arizona can beat Virginia.
I think you're right, but I picked Virginia because of I just think they're that good with the defense, with the leadership, senior leadership. Only lost twice all year. I
had Virginia in my original bracket beating Arizona.
All right, Virginia. You guys are wrong, but whatever.
We need to put a little.
Duke's coming. Just wait.
All right, sure. Yeah, well, I'll fight you. Okay, Virginia Loyola, Chicago, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
I went with Cincy on that one.
Yeah, and then
you're not gonna get past Cincinnati.
Yeah, Virginia, Cincinnati.
That's going to be
interesting clash of styles.
Yeah, that'll be a bloodbath.
I would say Virginia then, of those two.
Yep.
That's
if Virginia gets past Arizona.
Yeah, I think Arizona's a much worse battle for them than anybody else in that bracket.
I think it's going to Virginia or Arizona. Whoever wins that game, I think, is in the Final Four.
Yep.
Let me just say though, can we talk about that bracket in general for a second?
Sure.
One thing I think is Virginia, if they're the number 1 overall seed, they got screwed.
Kentucky, it's really bad.
Arizona, and Cincinnati.
Yeah,
in
that's
that
not
bracket.
great. Yeah, what the heck is up with the whatever the bracket is? Yeah, the next bracket we'll talk about. That's the weakest bracket, I think. But yeah, the West.
But this, Arizona.
Which bracket are you going to next?
The
Which
West.
one are you heading to next?
West.
But you have to look at number 1 overall seed. You could play in the Sweet 16, Arizona or Kentucky. Come on, that's just not fair. If I'm Virginia, I would not be happy in this.
If I'm Cincinnati, I'm pretty stoked because the only team they have to beat is Virginia. Really?
Yeah.
So I'd be pumped to be the number 2 seed there.
Absolutely.
See, excited times right there. They agree. So, okay, we'll go
to the West.
That? I don't know. We heard yelling over there.
That was Millie's upstairs. Somebody cheated apparently.
She was pumped.
She must be talking about Kentucky or Arizona.
Yeah, I thought she was pumped about Cincinnati winning. So maybe we have to put some money on that. Okay, West. We have Xavier versus the winner of NC Central, Texas Southern. Yeah, I'm probably going Xavier on that.
Is this the team? Is this the one?
No.
Is it the one you're thinking of?
No, it's not the one I'm thinking of.
I don't think so. I think Xavier is too good.
Now, this is the one I was thinking of, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
What do you know about that?
I heard a stat about a week ago that kind of perked me up a little bit because I like Xavier. I kind of follow them. They get a lot of Indianapolis kids that go down there. Sure. So I kind of follow Xavier a little bit. But I heard a stat. Before they lost to Providence, they were 10-0 in games decided by 6 points or less. Which tells me two things. One, they play a lot of close games, obviously.
Yeah.
But two, they can hit the free throws. But
that's true.
You're going to lose some of those games.
They are. Yeah, that's a kind of a luck stat or whatever you want to call it. But
and it was when you talk about the luck stat, they were number 1 on the luck on the Ken Palm area there.
So that's a thing. But, I don't know that they can sustain that, but that may come up later. Not here though.
Yeah, not here, not at all. Texas Southern's Mike Davis, baby.
Okay, so NC Central's beating Texas Southern then, right? All right, 8-9. We have Missouri, Florida State.
Yeah, I had a hard time on this one.
I did not.
What'd you pick?
Imagine Jason with ACC right here.
Florida State. They're always huge. They're good. They play tough. I didn't hear a peep about Missouri either this year. I assume Florida State can win this one, so I'm going with them.
Well, I went with Missouri for this. Probably, I bet Kurt's going to say the same thing. They just got their best player back, who's probably the best player in the country.
True. That's true.
Porter.
Yeah, but
he didn't play well last week.
But I think that was his first. His
Porter
first game
Jr.,
back.
right?
I think he'll make a difference. Again, I think that. I don't know. I went with Missouri. It's a toss-up. I went back and forth too, but I'm just giving Missouri. Also, Conzo Martin, ex-Purdue.
There you go.
It's another reason to go Florida State.
There you go. Yeah, I went Florida State.
Okay, awesome.
I thought about the Michael Porter thing, but then when I looked it up, he's only played 20 minutes this year or something like that.
Well, that's all. Yeah, it was all the last game that he played in.
Yeah. So I went with Florida State.
He's still maybe number 1 overall pick.
Yeah, he's not going to be number 1.
Nah, you got Juwan Morgan.
What?
Rob Johnson.
Number one.
Right,
Not the number one in the. Oh, we won't go.
Oh,
All right, anyways. All right. Ohio State.
You can delete
South.
that in.
Yeah, no, we won't. We'll keep everything in. 5-12, Ohio State, South Dakota State. Battle of the States.
All right.
Jackrabbits is a cool nickname, you know.
That's a
aren't
good
they?
name.
Can they beat the Buckeyes?
Always a 12 over 5.
I am. Go ahead, because I'm going to convince you guys on this one.
Ohio State.
I had Ohio State.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to change your guys' mind.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I have not
Are you
written
ready?
it down yet. Yes, go for it.
All right. Here we go. All right. Ohio State hasn't played for 2 weeks. Okay, so keep that in mind.
Sure.
In the Big Ten tournament, every team that rested for 2 days barely won. That included Michigan barely beating Iowa, Purdue having a hard time with Rutgers there for a bit, Michigan State barely beating whoever was they play. I can't remember off the top of my head. So Ohio State hasn't played for 2 weeks. South Dakota State has a 6'9" kid that is average shooting 42% from 3-point range. He's and then it's not. I mean, it's multiple threes. This team as itself has hit 361 threes on the year. Ohio State, when they played Indiana, their big guys had a hard time playing outside with Juwan Morgan and Justin Smith. Had a hard time matching up. So again, you're going to have one of those situations where you're going to have a team that's going to come down there, just run it, throw it up, going to be loosey-goosey, playing against a team that hasn't played in 2 weeks. So this was my big upset in this bracket. This was my 12-5 upset that I had.
Ohio State.
Yeah, those are great, but yeah, I'm going to Ohio State. Still
Okay,
too.
that's okay. Again, you know, you can
highlight that one for us later.
make sure you
Rub that-
record this.
Sure, yeah,
and
yeah. Okay.
When it happens, replay it.
Oh, yeah, we'll totally.
And the future upstate there. If
And
the
South
public
Dakota State wins the championship. Well, you
say
tell them to pick. You were the only one that had faith.
I didn't say championship. I said this.
Not yet. All right. Gonzaga and UNCG, which who cares? It's Gonzaga, right? It's Gonzaga.
Absolutely, yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
For
I'm not going to convince you guys on that one.
yeah, for
South Dakota State. I'm going to bring that up on every once in a while.
Houston, San Diego State, 6-11.
Oh, that's a tough one.
This is a good one. Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah,
Houston's pretty good, aren't they?
they are pretty solid.
I've
Yeah,
not
I
watched them play, but
Yeah, I watched them in their conference tournament. They were on local TV up here. They were on they're and of course Kelvin Sampson is coaching them. So man,
Oh wow.
oh, is that cheating too?
Yeah.
yeah.
Is he
So
texting them.
but the thing is, what he did that was so horrible. Indiana is legal now, so I mean apparently.
Right, yeah.
Houston's. I was sitting there. I was thinking about this. Houston very easily be an Elite Eight team, or they could very easily lose in the first round. So I actually went against them. I actually went with San Diego State, even though I almost picked them. I went with San Diego State on that one. Don't ask me why. I just did.
You know, I did too after I look at my bracket, but I'm thinking Houston pretty good, but my original bracket
good.
I think that I picked that as an upset. Just
They got some good guard play. Houston's got some two good guards out there that can slide it up, and they got a guy from Indianapolis, which was always my tiebreaker.
Well,
But I still went San Diego State.
Hmm.
Actually, the guy they got from Indy transferred from IU to Houston.
on this power ranking, they have him as 14th.
yeah.
Houston?
Yeah.
Really? Dang. All right, Jason, you're the tiebreaker.
I guess I'll go Houston.
Houston? Okay.
I like good guards.
Yeah, they got
It's
two.
kind
Really
of a yeah. I think guards are more important than bigs in NCAA.
yeah.
Okay, 3-14, Michigan, Montana.
Woo! I'm high on the Wolverines.
I'm very high on the Wolverines too.
Yeah, Michigan, sweep it. Texas A&M, Providence, 7-10.
I got Providence.
I have Providence.
I guess it
They
doesn't
look
matter.
they look really good in the Big East tourney.
I had
I'm not sure why, but
Texas A&M, but whatever.
I think
Okay.
they.
I really don't care about that much. Whoever can beat the next one, winner. Okay,
Are we going with Providence?
2-15, North
Okay.
Carolina, Lipscomb. Yeah,
We have to go with them, but
I won't say there. It's a name that cannot be named.
all right.
North
We're not biased at all.
UNC, whatever, whoever they are, the Tar Heels of North Carolina.
Oh,
All these clicks are completely unbiased.
Yeah, right. If you want unbiased, check some other place. Okay, Xavier, Florida State.
I have Xavier again.
Yeah, I got Xavier.
Yeah, I would say Xavier.
I like them. Again, another couple Indiana players on Xavier. I like to throw that out there every once in a while. A couple Indy guys that once again are not at IU.
Yeah, somehow they don't stay. Right.
Yeah, there's. I can give you a list if you really want it, but I'm not going to go there because it is done. But yeah, there's a couple guys on there not at IU that are from Indianapolis that are on Xavier. Trayvon Blewett, Paul Streds, but no one. I'm not bitter.
All right.
Okay, move on.
Ohio. I'm sorry.
One from Michigan State.
No,
There's another one. Oh, Chris Wilkes over UCLA. Another one that's not on IU. That's from Indianapolis. Okay. But I'm not bitter.
No. Ohio State, Gonzaga.
Yeah, well, Ohio State's not going to be in that game, so I picked the other one.
Let's go Zags. Go Zags.
I put the Zags. That's
right.
Great, Kurt.
Houston, Michigan. Sound like we're all Michigan fans at this point. Yeah.
Michigan.
And Providence, North Carolina.
Burton, I'm your friend, buddy. Oh, no, I did pick North Carolina in that game. Never mind. Sorry. Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. We're getting there, though.
Yeah, we're getting there. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, no kidding.
I guess this whole thing's kind of a spoiler. You know what? We're doing really good. We went chalk the first bracket, except for Loyola. We've gone chalk this bracket.
Yeah. But
so far, because these are two.
We have good reasons. Xavier Zags. Here's a mix up here because I'm going Zags.
I just want the world to remember my points about South Dakota State. That's all I got to say. I'm going to leave it alone starting now.
I kind of like the Zags in this one. My first
Gonzaga,
bracket was Xavier, but I think Gonzaga. I think they were there last year. They got the experience. Well coached.
Yeah.
I think.
It's in the West, so I mean it's at Los Angeles, but
still closer than Xavier.
Yeah, still closer than.
So Zags it is.
Yeah, I still go back to like I said, that stat that I heard about Xavier with all those close games and everything like that.
Yeah, I think Zags are experienced and they're well coached and just they're due. They're overdue.
Yeah.
Okay, this may be the game of the bracket on this side. Michigan, North Carolina. I think they'll have Chris Webber do the
timeout,
do the announcing on this game.
That's what I'm thinking. This will be the rematch. I'm going Michigan. I think Michigan's got all the pieces to beat North Carolina.
I say North Carolina.
I said Michigan. Wolverine. Wow. My Big Ten loyalties. My Big Ten loyalties.
I mean, I ain't mad. I'll be honest.
And I'm sorry. John Beilein.
I would have him every day as a coach. I think he's one of the best coaches.
If not top 3.
They got 5 guys that can shoot it. They got bigs. They got guards.
And they play that weird 1-3-1.
And they actually play defense now this year.
Yeah.
So
top
they're 6 defense in the country.
Right.
Yeah, they're really, really high on the KenPom thing.
And then they shoot lights out. I mean, when you can shoot and defend, I sound like Dan Dockage shoots.
I hate that guy now, by the way.
He's not my favorite.
Did he finally get on your bad side? He's been on our bad side.
Oh, my gosh. He started bad-mouthing Duke players, and I was like, you don't know jack about this. Shut up.
Welcome to the club, man.
He kept calling Marvin Bagley a selfish player, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Have you watched any games? That was irritating.
Yeah, I know.
I'm like, please stop. It's like he hates this guy. He even talked about him on a different game. He was talking about Bagley. It's like Duke wasn't even playing. It's like, what did he do to you?
He's a clickbait man. He's a clickbaiter, man. He wants you to he's fired up. That's his job. He's got a sports talk show up here in Indy, and he knows how to get everybody fired up. He knows the triggers.
If he's involved, I'm muting it from now on. Okay, we got Zags, Michigan. Great matchup here.
That's be a great game. What you got, Jamie?
Well, I would like to see Michigan there. One of my brackets, I got Xavier, but I think it could be Michigan there. I really think Michigan's that good, and they're playing extremely well. Of course, we had Gonzaga. We picked as a group here. We picked Gonzaga. I don't know. That'd be a fun game to watch.
I have Gonzaga.
I had Michigan,
and that's where I would.
You put Michigan?
That's what I would go with.
Wolverines? All right.
Wow.
Because I won't do another
Big Ten, baby.
Yeah, should have got more diversity on this podcast.
We got 1 ACC and 2 Big Ten.
Yeah. You got 2 Big Ten guys here, and let's face it.
I guess we should have got Rob Wilson, and he could have been that UK SEC.
Yeah, but Kentucky people don't know.
So, Rob, if you're listening, Sorry about your
They're
Wildcats.
way too. They have blue color glasses on. They can't tell anything.
Yeah, Kentucky people are just irrational.
Yeah.
They don't think logically. It's kind of
So also, by the way, that Kentucky Arizona game, they said it could be played in Atlanta, Georgia. That is just,
What?
That is crazy. That'd be like a home game for
No.
University of Kentucky.
Where's it scheduled to be played at? Oh, in Atlanta. Yeah, no, it will be. Yeah, that's terrible.
That's terrible.
Yeah, Arizona has to go all the way to Atlanta, Georgia to play Kentucky, who's
And they're they're the higher seed. Arizona would be the higher seed. Yeah,
See, the
they'd still be playing.
NCAA just
NCAA is dumb. They're
actually
got so
the
many
Arizona.
problems.
Now is that right? Arizona and Kentucky still may be in that.
Calipari whines and cries one year, and then NCAA. Okay, Johnny.
That's actually it'd be that second round. So if it's Virginia, Kentucky, or Virginia, Arizona, it would be in Atlanta, Georgia. Correct? Maybe that Kentucky,
Looks
Arizona
like
would be in
second
Boise.
round is in Boise, yeah.
So that'd be Arizona
UK,
benefit.
Boise.
I can see that.
So
Nim.
that's I
But
guess-
Virginia and Kentucky, if Kentucky would get there, Virginia, number one overall seed, had to play Kentucky basically in their backyard. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a side
right.
note. I'm not
But
happy.
that's the benefit of Virginia winning the. Well, no, I mean
They should have been
Virginia
in the
should be
East,
there
I
too.
think,
I don't
but
know. Yeah,
If you're the number one overall
number
seed,
one overall, but they get screwed again. So whatever.
See what they should
that's
do
why I
is
hope they just all this adversity and win it all.
when I
No, I
become in
hate-
charge
I
of
don't
the
like them.
NCAA, if I choose you as the number one seed, I'm going to let you pick your teams that you get to play, and it could be like a draft. You could here's your region of the bracket. You can pick whatever teams you want in that bracket, and
Sure.
and you categorize them one. through
They're
eight,
ranked.
and you have to pick one
it's
from
like
each section.
you get to pick all of the number
Oh,
twos.
man.
Like you,
Yeah.
you're still a number two, but you're like, no,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
want
I want that
the.
number two. I want that number three. I want that
Right.
number
You
four.
say Virginia. You're like, I want Purdue because they suck, and so I want them as a two. Gotcha.
I'll tell you.
All right.
That's what I would do if I was in charge of
All
the
right.
NCAA.
I want
You
to.
can, you can fight with that and post too if you want
Sure.
to.
All right. Villanova versus LIU Brooklyn Radford. Whichever the winner. Which spoiler
Looks
alert,
like
is Radford.
Radford. Looks like.
Oh
they're going-
shoot! I had them beating LIU Brooklyn, but Radford, I don't know.
Yeah. See.
I'll still go with Nova.
Radford, and this is the
Yeah.
first ever tournament.
Is it?
I think first ever. I mean, you got to put a little caveat on that.
They're the
First
Radford
ever. They got a little
Radicals, right?
Right.
They're pretty rad. All right.
I think
Yeah.
we got Nova,
Yeah.
right?
No, I think it's.
Oh
pretty
yeah,
easy
yeah,
there.
yeah, definitely.
All right. Virginia Tech, Alabama. I'm going to Alabama.
I went Alabama.
Oh man, I went with Virginia Tech. I can never write the words Alabama down on a paper.
Man, Bama.
This is not football.
Aaron
Bama-
Byers, if you're listening, I do
think
not
Bama's
apologize.
legit, actually. So
They legit.
They look
that
pretty
might-
good the other day.
lately
that-
they're playing really well lately. So
I got that Saxton kid or whatever.
Yeah.
It's
Oh yeah. He is good.
Don't just gotta watch out on that one. West Virginia, Murray State. Yeah,
it's hard to not go with
Racers.
the Racers. I toyed with that one.
You guys go with Murray State?
No, well, I went with the West Virginia, but I had to
I'm
think long
going
and hard.
I'm going Murray State.
I went back and forth on this one, but I ended up going with West Virginia. They actually got some senior leadership, so I went with West Virginia.
Racers, man, racers. All right, Wichita State and Marshall.
Oh, what? Well, you know what? Let's mix it up. Let's go with the Racers.
Oh, okay. Murray State with a late entry.
Mix it up. Yep, we're gonna mix it up. Let's go with
Hey,
the
I'm
Racers.
not against that at all.
All right, yeah. Wichita
But
State.
so I do have West Virginia on mine, but I want to mix this one up.
Yes.
I went back and
I mean,
forth on it.
it's-
That's the 5-12.
Huggy Bear always loses early, so he's
They
out.
can't score. They do have a hard time scoring.
Yeah,
West Virginia, they can't
and
score.
Murray State does not have a hard time scoring.
There you go. So could be the factor there.
I saw them. They played the Ohio Valley Conference was in Evansville this year, and I watched.
Oh yeah,
So they Murray State was.
they win that. Yeah,
yes,
obviously
they did. They won.
Do
Yeah.
they have that big kid still? That
No,
Could he hear by the
no,
lunch?
not that guy. Yeah, no.
Courtney Lee. That was like 15 years ago. There.
No, there was a dude we saw a couple years ago that was like a monster.
That's just been a few years ago.
It was
Yeah.
West Cincinnati anyway.
Yeah, that's right. So Wichita State, Marshall.
Wichita State.
Yeah, Wichita State.
They're actually pretty good.
Are we getting bored with Wichita State though? I mean,
You know what? I love it. You know, Marshall's going to win that. You know, is that Marshall? Is that Greg Marshall is another coach of Wichita State? So like
so they're gonna confuse him. He's gonna be like, "Go Marshall!" Like he's like, "That's me," and then he's gonna be very messed up. All right, Florida, St. Bonaventure, UCLA winner. UCLA is interesting.
I went with the St. Bonaventure UCLA here. I think UCLA is what I'm looking at.
yeah, I went with the Bruins.
That's what I
really.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
I would have picked Florida, but okay.
Florida's struggled lately. I mean, they're a team that can be good at times and they can be really bad at times.
They have it. They just don't have it consistently.
And UCLA,
sure.
I kind of like them.
Go Steve Alford. Yeah, that's what you're saying, Jamie, right? Go Steve Alford.
Go Steve Alford.
Wow, you heard
Shoot a 3-pointer.
You heard it right there.
I like him. He's a good guy.
I like to point out one of the top players on UCLA is an Indianapolis kid by the name of Chris Power, who again is not at IU.
Yep.
I also firmly believe that Tuesday game, especially for those big teams, is an advantage. I mean, you got a game underneath your belt. You get 1 day rest. You're playing a team that hasn't played in a week. I feel like that's a huge advantage for UCLA, and they're really not that bad.
They got one of the best players in the country too, Aaron Holiday. Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
UCLA.
Number 11.
Sounds good.
Texas Tech versus Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Stone Cold. Nah, I won't.
Hey, Steve, so let's take this for a stat.
Go.
Stephen F. Austin has upset in the last 4 years three opponents.
Really?
Yep.
Who? Do you have it?
I'll have to look it up here. And I don't know. If you look at some of the things going on, I wouldn't put it about Steve F. Austin.
Is Bobby Knight still at Texas Tech?
I don't think so. Neither is Pat. But Texas Tech has lost 3 out of the last 4 games. They've kind of struggled here as of late. I'm thinking Stephen F. Austin's what I'm going to go with. But
really, I am fascinated. You almost have me convinced.
It's a bold move.
I'll give you Stephen F. Austin for South Dakota State. Does it work that way?
No, I don't think it does.
All right. Who are you going with?
Texas Tech.
And that's what I had down on my actual bracket. But as I'm looking, I think that's definitely a major upset alert aspect.
We got.
So we want to go with Texas Tech, or let me look.
Hold on a second. Let's see. I'm going to look at something
go
here.
To CBS Sports.
Texas Tech 114. There's a 7-point difference in the adjusted. Now Texas Tech's defense is stymied at 92 a game.
Here, I'm bringing it up here in a minute.
You almost convinced me there, Newcomb.
Yeah, I will. Hold on, I will find what I was reading about Texas Tech not doing so well and how Stephen F. Austin has been playing.
They've been playing out of their mind.
Yes, and in the tournament they've done really well over the years of winning. And of course I can't find it now.
Don't trust anybody. Steve Austin.
All right. Did you say Jason? Did you say Texas?
I said Tech, but I don't really care about this match because I had whoever else was the next other beating them. So
I'm the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
You know what? There's always one bracket that's really jacked up. Jamie, you convinced me.
No,
right. I got Texas Tech on the one that I wrote down, but you convinced me. I'll go with Stephen F.
Stone Cold.
I just
actually, when you said they've had a couple of upsets over the last couple of years, that's what kind of piqued my interest there.
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, numbers don't, your little analytic numbers don't match up at all, but I mean, they heavily favor Texas Tech. But
I was reading somewhere the computer was picking everybody's winning, and I guess this computer is 29-5 over the last 2 years and picking all the upset. They pick them in 2. Let's see.
No, that's a 14-3. There's usually, it seems like about every other year, there's 1 or 2 of those. So, all right.
We'll go.
Yep, I'll go with that.
We'll go.
Yeah, I'll go with it. All right, I'll go with it.
All right.
Even though I had, yeah, you're good. Next.
Arkansas Butler. 7-10.
I went with Butler here. I'm a Butler fan, but I like
Butler fan?
Yeah, I kind of like Butler.
How can you be a Butler fan? Purdue can't beat Butler. Are you sure you want that?
We already beat them once.
It did this year, but
well, we beat them then, right?
What do you got, Jason?
I'll go Butler. I don't like Arkansas ever.
But so get this. So Arkansas.
20-something years ago, man. You can move past it.
Arkansas's got one of the worst defenses in the country. Gives up about 77 points a game. Butler scores about 80 points a game.
Yeah,
Butler plays good defense.
Yeah, I went with Butler. I like the Big East this year. Butler didn't really deserve to be in it.
So weird that Butler's in the Big East.
Yeah.
No.
All right, and then the last boring matchup is Purdue, CSU, Fullerton. Honest question, Jamie, did you sweat it? Were you like nervous until they announced Purdue? Were you sure they were going to be in? I mean, like as a Purdue fan, you probably were sweating it a little bit.
I was sweating a little bit. I was hoping we wouldn't be the number one team because I didn't want to maybe have that first number one team to lose like we back in
like
big dog 80s when Weber State almost beat us. But anyway,
that was great. To be honest with you, back in January, I was thinking there wasn't a team in the country that could beat Purdue with Haas. I mean, who can match up with Haas? And then their ability to shoot from the outside, but they kind of got figured out there a little bit. I like to think IU kind of helped with that because they stuck with them up to the end there. But yeah, I mean, obviously Purdue's going to win. But your Boilers are a darn good team this year, Newcomb. I hate to say though. Those words actually came out loud out of my mouth, and now it's a public record. But, yeah, your Boilers are solid this year. They're going to be tough to beat.
Let's see. We hope.
And this is a jacked up.
We did beat Arizona by 26. So. Yeah.
Well, that doesn't count.
What doesn't it count?
That was before the payment. That was before the payments came in.
Like June.
Yeah, the payments didn't come in yet. That's a whole different section, right?
Come on.
Direct deposit doesn't happen until later in the year.
I know the check hadn't cleared yet.
Yeah, you know. All right. So we got Nova versus Alabama.
Nova.
Yeah, Nova. Villanova.
Yep.
Murray State, Wichita State. Another battle of the states.
Wichita State.
Yeah, I guess I'll go with the Shockers in that one.
I guess. I don't know. There's something about Wichita State this year. I don't think they're going to do anything.
Well, we'll replay
that later. We'll replay that later when they're in the Final Four. All right. UCLA versus Stephen F. Austin.
Check that out. We got 11 versus a 14, baby. Talk about
there's always a double-digit seed. There's always one or two double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16. Of course, Loyola already took that. So
do we think UCLA? Maybe
it's got to be UCLA.
Oh, it's got to be UCLA. It's
one of those. Stephen F. Austin will get that one little sweet.
And then
actually, it'll probably be Texas Tech, but
the Battle of Indiana, Butler and Purdue.
I went with Butler. No,
you
didn't.
I was like, you had me there for a second. I was Boilers on that one too.
Stupid Purdue. Not happy. All right.
I'll just say Purdue is not on top of my dislike list anymore. I mean, Kentucky has far surpassed them.
There's no doubt. Kentucky is by far the worst.
Yeah, everyone hates Kentucky. Villanova, Wichita State.
Villanova again?
Yeah, I go Villanova. Yep. All right, UCLA, Purdue. Of those, I'd probably say Purdue, I guess.
Yeah, between those two, I mean, since we got UCLA in there.
Yeah. Steve Alford versus Purdue, though, I mean.
So then we get to Purdue, Villanova.
Yep.
Last year, Purdue got beat by 2 points. I think this is a revenge game coming back.
Think so.
But
this is I'm going to give kind of a spoiler alert here. This was the bracket that I did last, and I ended up with 3 Big Ten teams in the Final Four, so I had to get rid of one. And this was the team that I got rid of. Sorry, Nuke. I just couldn't pull the trigger.
And some of the experts I see that too, putting 3 Big Ten teams in the Final Four, and that's the way I think. I think that's the way it goes in my mind too. But anyway,
I'm good. I'm okay with putting Purdue in there. They actually, I think they are.
This is between you and Jason.
I say Villanova. Is that
what?
I went Purdue, but what are you gonna say, Curt? This is a Final Four right here.
Final Four. Curt has to put Purdue in the Final Four.
You don't have to, brother. It's okay.
Man,
you can show them some love. That's all. Get into the lead eight.
Well, I tell you what, since it's not going to happen, because I have a feeling
everything you say is different.
I have a feeling that Burton won't let it happen. Put 3 Big Ten teams in. No,
that's not
killing me. That's killing me. Villanova. All right, I can't do it.
Villanova.
I can't do it.
Oh, man.
There we go. Finally.
I'm trying, Jamie. I really do think they're one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the nation.
Thank you, Curt. That means a lot from an Indiana
All
fan.
is right in the world. Villanova.
I can't do it, man. I can't.
And Juwan Morgan may be the number 1 overall pick as well.
Now, here's the thing, though. If things don't, if it could change depending on what happens in the Midwest here. All right.
All right, this is my pick. Upset city, but Kansas Penn. Pennsylvania and Kansas. This may be the number one that goes down.
You think this is the one? You think it's going to go down?
This is the one. This is mine. Yours was a different one, but
mine was Xavier. Yeah,
yours was Xavier, which is probably not a bad pick. But I'm thinking. I mean, Kansas. Bill Self has lost big games before. He's been in a 15 or 2 losing to a 15.
Yeah,
and Penn is legit. They've been winning a lot lately. They're on a hot streak.
I had Kansas losing in the second round in this bracket.
Yeah, Kansas does not impress me this year.
Yeah, I had them losing in round 2. I mean, I'm not going to pick a 16 over a 1. I mean, it's just never happened. But you're right. You're 100% right. Right, that this could be the one.
Could be, but
I think
it's hard
it's
to
going
pick.
to happen. If it's going to happen, this is to me probably the weakest 4 number 1 seeds outside Virginia, in my opinion.
Yeah,
probably
this year's pretty.
Yeah, I'm not a big Kansas fan.
Everybody's pretty even, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think
outside of Virginia, they're.
But, yeah, I think this could be the year that it happened, and I agree. It's either the Kansas game versus Penn, or I think Xavier.
But I think that top half of that bracket's super weak. The bottom half is super.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm kind of surprised Penn is a 16. I mean, did they? I don't know what their schedule is, but they seem like a legitimate team.
Let's see what.
Yeah, just because they're an Ivy League.
I guess
I'm not going to pick it though. But I mean, you're right. Let the record show that this could be the one.
But Kansas.
But
I think we have to go with Kansas too.
Kansas. Yeah. All right.
But I'm not.
Yeah.
But you're right.
All right.
You want unless you want to do it for the public, and you can have it on record. Well, no, you have it on record that you.
I mean, I have a record. It's Penn, but Kansas is fine.
So here's the thing. I will say Kansas. Jamie, you say.
He said Kansas.
You're saying Kansas for Penn, and then Jason, this is your chance.
Let's go Penn.
There you go. There you go. The official podcast bracket has to write Kansas, but Jason Burton officially called it Penn.
All right, Seton Hall, NC State.
Seton Hall, baby.
Oh man,
Seton Hall, man, they are Bulldogs.
I went with North Carolina State.
That's a tough one. NC State.
State's beat some pretty
NC State.
good teams,
Yeah,
right?
NC State. When they're on, they're hard to beat.
Yeah, but they're not going to be on because Seton Hall will make them not on.
Yeah.
So here's a stat for you,
NC
Penn.
State.
So you guys are going to put down NC State?
Yeah.
Go. What's your stat? I like stats.
Penn played for Villanova back in late November. Lost 62-90 to Villanova.
Yeah.
Wow.
November was like 3 years ago. So
They did beat Mammoth though.
Isn't that like the same month when Purdue beat Arizona, like September or something like that? Like October.
yeah. January was 3 months long, so things have changed.
They did beat Yale and Princeton and Dartmouth.
That's pretty hard.
And Harvard.
Wow.
No, they lost to Harvard.
Look.
They lost to Harvard.
Well, yeah, because Johnny Dawkins is at Harvard, or not Johnny Dawkins.
Yeah,
Tommy Amaker is at
Tommy Amaker, yes.
is a Harvard.
Didn't Tommy Amaker get fired from Oklahoma for like NCAA infractions or something like that? Didn't he cheat at Oklahoma?
No, Jeff Capel was at Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. So you guys are going NC State over Seton Hall?
Yep.
Oh man. Okay.
Sorry, Pirate.
Sorry, Danny Hurley.
I had Seton Hall, but you guys NC State. All right. Seton Hall did beat Indiana, so I just want you to know that.
All right.
But that was back in November.
Who didn't beat Indiana this year? Okay, Clemson versus
IPFW.
Yeah, Clemson, New Mexico State. Clemson, coached by Evansville native Brad Burnell. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So hard to root against the old Clemson, but this is a terrible draw for Clemson because New Mexico State is legit.
Yep.
The New Mexico State's very good, and I had New Mexico State down.
Now I've went back and forth.
I go Clemson only because of the Evansville connection, but it's not 100%.
I'm gonna go Clemson on this one too.
All right. Yeah, I went with New Mexico State on that one.
I can see that.
I see that. Yeah, I would not be surprised at all on that result.
Yeah, what was it? Just New Mexico State is filled with upperclassmen, juniors, and seniors.
What's Kim Palm think about that?
Give me a second. I can put it up real quick. New Mexico State is filled with juniors and seniors, and they are. I think they're I think they shoot the ball. They shoot the ball very well too.
Well, I like juniors and seniors.
Let's see. I can't remember. I think like 3 of them started, and I think they have 5 guys in double figures too. Is that the team that had 5 guys in double figures? I can't remember. I had it written down.
I kind of like it. I think I'm gonna change it on my home list.
No, don't quote me on the 5 guys in double figures thing. That may have been somebody else, but one of the teams I had down had 5 guys in double figures, and it may have been them, but don't quote me on that. New Mexico State, where they at? I can't. I'm on my iPad, so I can't sort it as easily as I can on the computer here. There they are, New Mexico State. Their offensive efficiency isn't very good. It's 109, but their defense is ranked 14th. Clemson's scoring. Their offensive efficiency, where's Clemson at? Clemson's only scoring 114. They're only outscoring them by 6 adjusted points a game, and defensively they're a wash. Actually, New Mexico State has a much better defense than
Clemson.
Actually, yeah, I think Clemson was ranked like close to 50 defensive efficiency. New Mexico State was it was like top 10 or something to that extent. New Mexico State was 14th. So they're 30 points higher on them on defensive efficiency, and it's a wash on offense. So that's why I ended up going with State. But
I like it, Curt, but I'm gonna go with Clemson with our thoughts here. Right?
Yeah, Clemson.
I'm just letting the public know so they can make the right choice. All right.
Auburn, Charleston, Auburn.
Yep.
Yeah, I went with Auburn.
So that is an interesting second round matchup because Bruce Pearl, Evansville roots.
Oh yeah.
Brad Burnell, Evansville roots.
There you go.
So TCU versus the winner of the Arizona State, go Bobby Hurley, and Syracuse, boo. So TCU versus Arizona State.
I kind of went with Arizona State right here. I think Arizona State might beat Syracuse, and I mean Arizona State has some gigantic wins. Played well. I think they struggled late, but
I actually had Syracuse winning this
one. Come on, they don't even deserve to be in the tournament.
Yeah, well, and a lot of people say Arizona State doesn't either, but
yeah, I know.
I think we talked about a little before we started recording that usually those are the teams that end up winning a lot in the tournament. And
you just got that TCU puts up a lot of points, but man, that Syracuse zone it's probably not as good as it used to be. You've watched ACC more than I have. It's not
as good. They don't have as tall of people as they usually do, but it still is pretty. I mean, definitely the scoring is lower if you play Syracuse, and if you play anybody else, you're not going to score as much as you normally do.
Yeah.
But if Arizona State wins, to power Bobby Hurley, can't beat that.
I went to Arizona State, but
Jamie said Arizona State. You said Arizona State, so Arizona State it is.
Yep. Good job, Arizona State. Plus, I've heard that Arizona State has the best looking girls that go to school at any college.
Hey,
so if you're gonna lead in anything, that's probably the best stat, right?
Yeah, that's a good stat to lead in.
Yeah. Okay. Michigan.
Right there.
Yeah. Michigan State.
I changed my vote to Arizona State right there.
Perfect. Michigan State, Bucknell.
Michigan State.
Sparta.
Playing in Detroit, basically a home game.
Yeah, Michigan State's awesome. They're
well-rounded.
Vastly underrated in this bracket.
Yep.
Rhode Island, Oklahoma.
This was a hard one for me.
Yep.
And
Trae Young. I mean,
that's the only reason they made it in the tournament is because of him.
Yeah, I know.
It really is. Yeah.
Oklahoma's terrible.
They are,
but they're so bad that everybody keeps telling them how bad they are, and that's the team that always wins the first game.
Plus, it's one of those things where, they were not great in their conference, but that's because their conference figured them out. They're playing somebody outside their conference. That probably means that they're going to do much better than they have because they're not playing people that are familiar.
Rhode Island's best player is their point guard, who's pretty strong, but
the Rams, baby.
But this is the shot that Trae Young has to impress NBA.
Yeah.
Not agents. What's the word? Scouts. NBA scouts, and they have So I think Oklahoma's probably the right pick. Plus, that sets up an amazing second round matchup.
Well, it's not really amazing, but
it is if it's Trae Young versus the next team that we're going to talk about.
Are you going?
I'm going to insert some music here.
I went Rhode Island, but what are you going to choose?
I went Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, I went Oklahoma.
And then the next matchup, I'm going to insert the glorious theme here. Duke versus Iona.
Iona what?
Gales? No, what are they?
Hopefully, Iona busts back home because you're not beating Duke this year.
I agree.
Duke,
and they'll rest all their players the second half.
They never do that. Unfortunately,
they don't have a second. They don't have a second string.
They'll have like 6 players.
Look, you bring in David Robinson's son, you know it's over. I'm just gonna say, when you see that guy playing, you're like, "Oh, wait, they've lost."
I didn't know. How do you get David Robinson's son? And
he's not good.
I guess he's David Robinson's
really
son.
Not good.
So.
He's really not
like,
good at all.
Michael Jordan's son, like a complete bust as well.
Right? Yeah. He's worse than that. But
LeBron said the other day he hopes to play with his son someday in the NBA.
Sure.
Hey, what? Shaquille O'Neal's son going to UCLA now?
Yeah.
He was going to go to Arizona, but he didn't want to be part of the cheating.
Yeah, right.
So he's going to UCLA.
Yeah, they don't cheat there, I'm sure. All right. Kansas, NC State.
See, now
it's an interesting matchup right
there.
I had Seton Hall beating Kansas in this game, but we got NC State. I don't know a lot about NC State. I didn't watch any ACC basketball this year. So
NC State beat Duke and North Carolina in the same week.
That's pretty good.
Didn't they beat Kansas already this year?
Yeah, it was at Duke, I believe, that they beat Duke.
Even
that. So, yeah.
That's pretty impressive resume there.
Yeah, it's one of those things where they can beat anybody, but can they put it together?
I will go with. I'm with you on Kansas. I had Kansas losing the second round. I'll still pick NC State. I'll do it. I don't think. Yeah, no. There's a number 1 seed that's not going to get to the Sweet 16, and it would be Kansas or Xavier. So I'll go with Kansas. NC State on that game. NC State.
Good to me. I think that's probably very. I'm trying to see.
Kansas lost a lot of games at the beginning of the year, but they've hit their groove recently. But
they're definitely not as good as previous Kansas teams for sure.
Absolutely.
All right. So this may be. So NC State beats Arizona, and then the next day they get beat by Northern Iowa.
Yeah, they're totally up and down.
No,
Northern Iowa is one of the worst teams in the MVC.
Yeah.
So that's not great.
And then Tennessee beats North Carolina State.
Yep.
But then North Carolina State beats Penn State. They beat South Carolina State. A few other schools here.
Yeah.
But then Clemson beats North Carolina State pretty easily. Notre Dame beats North Carolina State easily. And then North Carolina State beats Duke.
So when did...
it wasn't even... they were just dominant that game, so it was frustrating to watch.
It's a team that's definitely up and down. There's no...
if they're on, they can beat Kansas. If not, they won't win, and it's kind of one of those things. But Kansas is very streaky, too. And if they're not hitting, then they're not going to be...
NC State beats Florida State by 20.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll go NC State as well, so it doesn't matter what you think.
You have Kansas losing in the first round, so you got to
right. Yeah, I kind of got to go NC State.
You got NC State in 16.
All right, Clemson, Auburn, Battle of Evansville. Here we go.
I think it's Auburn. My thought.
I actually had New Mexico State on my bracket going to the Sweet 16. So since I had that, I'm going to go Clemson. I don't know anything about any one of them.
Yeah.
Except.
Well, I've watched Clemson play this year a couple times, and they were pretty well coached, pretty good, pretty solid team. Auburn, it did well. They were number 1 in the SEC, but they lost early, so maybe not finishing strong enough.
I said they were in the top 10.
Yeah,
last part
top
of the year.
10, pretty well.
Clemson got to the top 10.
No, Auburn was in the top 10.
Oh yeah,
they were like
Auburn,
8,
yeah.
right? Like
Bruce
I think
Pearl,
8 at that point.
Bruce Pearl is kind of a knucklehead, but he can coach him up.
Yeah, I would say he's done this before. He's one of those guys you want on your attorney coaching. So I think I'm going to go Auburn.
He has a lot of enthusiasm. That goes a long ways in this tournament.
He sweats sweet, he said. So
Auburn.
Auburn. Okay.
We're going Auburn. All right. Arizona State versus Michigan State.
Sparta.
Michigan State.
Michigan State. Oh man, this is going to match up amazing.
Yeah.
Oklahoma Duke.
Duke.
Yay. Yeah,
there's no doubt.
That'll be fun though, Trey. I mean, if anything is a problem for Duke, it is outside scoring. So Trae Young could light him up. It could be a problem, but hopefully.
Grayson Allen will just go out there and knock his ankles out.
How dare you? All right.
He would never do that, Curt. Come on.
You dare besmirch the name of Grayson Allen? No, I can't wait. This is Grayson Allen's a senior. I'm so happy.
I mean, I shouldn't stereotype a Duke, a hated Duke player like that.
Yeah, I mean, just because he's white.
Kick him while he's down on the ground in the back of the head.
Pretty racist of you.
Is he kind of like Christian Laettner?
Yeah. Wait a second. Oh, yeah.
Christian Laettner is a wonderful man. I'm
sure he is.
Look, on those Duke things, like he and Bobby Hurley, either really completely, they hate.
They hate each other. Yeah, that's amazing.
I mean, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That Bobby Hurley thing, Christian Laettner was on there. He's
the best.
Bobby Hurley. Man, I would just get it just to get him underneath his skin. You can see the big smile on his face.
Yeah, Bobby Hurley's like throwing basketballs at Christian Laettner's head in practices and stuff. Yeah. But they won.
Yeah, that's all that matters in the end.
NC State Auburn. What a weird Sweet 16 matchup here.
Well, I had Seton Hall in that one. I had Seton Hall beating New Mexico State.
Oh man.
So who am I going to go with on that one?
I would go Auburn here, but that's just me.
Sure. I'll go with Auburn.
Sure, yeah.
Bruce Pearl effect.
Bruce Pearl, man.
I'll go with Bruce.
He gets the best you can buy. All right.
Oh yeah, this is the one.
This is the matchup right here.
This is the one I've been waiting.
It's already happened this year, actually.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah,
I thought they played
in the ACC.
No, they played early. Michigan State Duke. They played in the first week, their first game.
Oh, okay, that's right.
And Bagley for Duke got hurt in that game, even, and Duke still won.
They're both completely different teams now.
They're very different teams.
That is weird about Michigan State, though. They do hit these ruts where they just don't. I don't know, where they just don't score. They can't do anything. Yeah. I mean, they're out. They're very inconsistent from outside, but defensively, man, they're gonna match you up. I mean, Jaren Jackson, another. Not to beat a dead horse here, or I know this is the 100th time I said this. Jaren Jackson, another Indianapolis guy, not going to IU. But anyway, I think he can match up with, Duke's big guy Bagley one-on-one without having to double team off of him, and that's going to leave them be able to.
I doubt it, but
thanks for playing. But
they have like three other big guys, so.
You know what? And you got Miles Bridges, that'll take the other one.
Wendell Carter. Then you have
Schilling.
Yeah, there's a lot of Duke. This is the biggest Duke team I've ever seen. It's weird. It's a weird Duke team. It's not a normal Duke team. They're playing zone. They have guys that are taller than. They have like 4 7-footers on the team. It's a very weird team. It's just odd.
Well, we can tell right now, Duke, you're coming down to the tiebreaker here.
So yeah, absolutely. But I will say that
I'm putting the pressure on you, Jamie Duke.
Here's the thing.
Right next to you, so good luck with that.
Coach K is in Tom Izzo's head. If you look at the record, Coach K is just dominant against Izzo for whatever reason. I think that there's a mental thing there that he's in Izzo's head, and I think I would. That's why I'm always Coach K on that matchup until I'm proven otherwise.
That's a very legitimate statement.
You'll like this, Jason. I saw it was one of those things on Facebook or whatever. It said Coach K it was like 90. It was either 92 or
91.
NCAA tournament wins, 91, which is more than all but 4 teams.
Right, yeah. So he's kind of good. He kind of knows what he's doing. But yeah, and against Izzo, I think Izzo's beaten him maybe once or twice in like all their matchups. So it's a legitimate thing.
Every once in a while.
I agree, and I like Tom Izzo. If Michigan State is playing anyone else but Duke, I will probably root for Izzo because I do like him. But
Izzo's great. I love it. Yeah, Izzo's awesome.
Yeah, maybe he'll coach UE next year.
All right, Jamie. I'm going with Michigan State. I think I know Duke is awesome. Don't misunderstand me, but I think Duke gives up points.
They do give up points. That's very true.
They do give up points.
And I think with
yeah,
I went with Michigan State just because I think.
Well, we're done here. I'll finish out the rest, guys. Don't worry about it. I'll finish it
for all the points we talked about.
I'm pretty sure we know.
It's been a while, guys. It was great talking to you.
That was great. Yeah,
I think with
this won't air. We had technical difficulties. It didn't air. We're driving through a tunnel. It's not working.
Not Grandpa's Mountain Dew that's got the J.
Yeah, I'm going to drink 2 or 3 more of these.
I'm already getting a second one.
I'm getting a third one.
I might not leave for a while.
Yeah, I got bourbon downstairs. I don't like where this is going.
You guys need to get up here. Hey, you guys need to get up here. Nuke, when you still moving up here?
Yeah,
we were Today was my last day of full-time subbing. My long-term sub position, so I'm unemployed. So yes, I really do think we'll be moving up there.
Have you had any nibbles on your house or anything like that?
We've had some people interested, but no one making a legit offer yet.
You still selling
by owner?
Okay.
So anybody out there that needs a house, call me. Anyway, Michigan State. I think if Michigan State beat Duke earlier in the year, I might have changed my thought here. I'm one of those guys that it's hard to beat a really good team.
Yeah.
Consecutive
I will
times.
admit, Michigan State struggles like Michigan. I think has beat Michigan State twice. I think Purdue beat Michigan State. Did they not?
No, we lost to Michigan State. The only time we played on a last-second shot at East Lansing.
Oh, is that East Lansing? Yeah. I mean, Indiana was right there with Michigan State up to the end. So Michigan State does struggle offensively,
Yes.
and they've hit some ruts. I mean, it's not one of those. I don't know. That's a tough one, and I guess the winner of that game is going to the Final Four.
Yep.
I mean, it's that way. That's your Final
There's
Four.
no
game.
doubt. I could go either way, but I'm going.
Yeah, but I'm going to stick with.
So you're choosing.
I saw
Yeah.
Jay Bills have Michigan State in the final game.
So,
Are you serious? Well, then that changes my mind right there.
all right, so Duke it is.
Sparta.
I can't even talk. I'm so mad. Auburn versus Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah,
Michigan State. Yeah.
All
And
right.
that's why I pulled Purdue out, man. I couldn't put 2 Big Ten.
We have
It was a
we
weird Final Four. I'm not gonna lie.
I could switch Purdue and Villanova for Michigan State and Duke, but
we could do that.
We can do
That'd be
that.
all right.
Oh man, Purdue and Duke in a Final Four.
Purdue and Duke. No,
We will never be friends again. No, we can't do it. We can't do it. We can't do it.
If I make it to the Final Four, we're pretty happy at this point.
And that's why you can't put Purdue there. Because you can't
right,
just be
so who
happy
we
to
got?
make
Yeah.
the Final
We got-
Four.
No,
all right.
I'd be all
Who
in.
do we got?
but-
Final Four?
So our Final Four is Virginia, Michigan, Nova, and Michigan State.
Ooh.
Interesting matchup. So let's go.
Ooh.
Virginia.
Ooh.
And this. All right. Not that this matters, but this will be in San Antonio. Virginia versus Michigan.
Boy.
Virginia.
Yeah,
I have Virginia there too, but
yeah. You think about it. It's Virginia, Michigan, Villanova, and Michigan State. That's a great Final Four. You replace Purdue and Duke. That's an awesome Final Four either way. I mean, any one of those combinations of Final Four teams.
One I'll watch, one I won't. How about that?
Yeah.
All right. And Villanova, Michigan State. That is a great game.
Yeah.
That's your championship game right there, I think.
You think so?
I mean, I'd rather watch that than
Virginia
play anyone. I can't stand watching Virginia play.
Yeah.
But that's me.
sure, that makes
Personal
sense.
bias.
It's like, AC.
I just don't like their style of play, but
Yeah.
whatever.
I would say Michigan State on that one.
Yeah.
I'll go that way, yeah.
Yeah. Isn't Michigan State, it's like there's 2 teams that have a top 10 Ken Pom offense, defense.
One of
Michigan State and Duke are the 2 teams. So it sucks that they're playing in the freaking
that is kind of that is a
Sweet
bad.
16 or whatever.
I get it right here. Duke was 3 offensively, 7 defensively. Michigan State was 9, both offense and defense.
Yeah, it sucks that they're playing
Wasn't
that early.
the second to last rankings Virginia #1, Michigan State #2, right before all the tournaments started? Like after, that was one of the
It was
last
pretty
rankings.
recent that there was 1 too.
Virginia, Michigan
Which
State.
I didn't know why Michigan State then ended up dropping to a freaking 3 seed when they were so
I know.
highly ranked.
I know.
So it doesn't make any sense.
They just lose to Michigan, which is
They have that stinking quad system thing where they can't
that is
have
the dumbest thing.
they can't have 2 teams meet in some certain area.
They really screwed everything up this year. Like the bracket
that selection show was
selection.
terrible.
I didn't even watch. I heard so much
watch
about
it.
it. I was so happy I didn't watch that.
They were trying. It was bad.
Alphabetical order. What is that?
It was,
What is that even? What? It doesn't
and
make
it
sense.
took away all the wondering if you're in or out.
Alabama's a 9 seed. They're the first one we're going to talk about. What are you talking about?
It's just It was just weird. And then they were talking with the live audience and trying to eat pizza.
Yeah, the live audience
really
I heard was actors that they hired.
Gee whiz, it was bad. It was bad.
I didn't watch it because
it was neat to see Charles Barkley
it.
involved, but it was
and Charles Barkley should not be involved in college.
We were going to go watch it at Docs, which you should go to Docs if you can support the Docs. They're great. But we were going to go there, but then the winter storm hit after it was like 50 degrees in the morning. Yeah. Didn't make any sense down here.
Yeah, we had a major snowstorm on Sunday. Did you guys?
Didn't make any sense.
There was some snow. I saw there was some school closings. We didn't get I guess we got some stories today, but
it was
weird. It was
crazy.
a weird day.
It snowed hard.
Yeah, it was nice, and then it wasn't, and then it was bad. So we did not go to Docs, which I wanted to, but we'll go to Docs later.
The selection show, they'll have to change it.
I
think they lost all their rankings or all their ratings.
Yeah,
and
it was bad. How do you screw up this? Anyways.
And it's on TBS. I mean, it's got to be on CBS with Greg Gumbel. That's the way it's got to be.
Sure.
Or the Evansville podcast, because this is classic.
I think we should take over.
We could have done just as well.
I think we probably could have got just as good ratings. All right. Championship matchup, April 2nd, Virginia, Michigan State. It's quite a matchup.
Two pretty good defensive teams.
It'll be like 45-44 will be the final score.
Yeah. Well, so it'll be like that Connecticut Butler here, which it was, where they were throwing rocks.
The difference with this one is this would actually probably be good basketball.
Right, yeah.
The Connecticut one was terrible.
That was like the worst.
I know, that was awful. I had Virginia, my original one, going all the way. So they can put it in the basket this year. So that's the difference between.
I had Purdue there, so I don't know.
Well, let's do two Final Fours. All right. So our original one.
We'll just do as many as we can until we get it right. And then whatever works, then I'll come back and edit.
So should we do the Virginia, Gonzaga, Purdue, and Duke?
So this is Final Four number one.
That's
Virginia, Michigan, Villanova, Michigan State.
I'm all about.
Hey, I'm gonna put that in parentheses.
The Virginia, Gonzaga, Purdue, Duke Final Four. I'm all in on that. I am 1,000,000% in on that.
That would
Final
be awesome
Four.
Too. All right, so Final Four number one, Virginia versus Michigan State. Who are you going with?
Michigan State.
Who are you going with, Nuke? I got the Cavaliers.
Boy. Oh.
It's all up to you.
I beat you to it.
You need another. Here you go.
I know.
Drink this real fast and then pick.
I think I'm going with Virginia. That's just.
Gosh.
The Final Four number one, Virginia.
This is
now
not going
Final
to air.
Four number two.
We are not airing this.
We are just tearing Jason up right now.
Now, okay, so this is post. Okay, so here we go. Post. Now edit. All right, so we got Virginia, Gonzaga, Purdue, and Duke in our Final Four.
Yeah,
I
man.
like it. I like it.
All right, we got Gonzaga for sure.
So
Final Four number two, Virginia, Gonzaga.
I could see Zags getting back. I'll go that route.
So Virginia and Gonzaga. Who we got?
Gonzaga.
No, not
Did you just say
back.
Duke and Gonzaga?
I said he said asking Virginia and Gonzaga.
Oh, Virginia and Gonzaga.
Virginia and Gonzaga.
I went with Zag.
You're going with
Gonzaga.
Zag?
Yeah.
Gonzaga.
Just something different. Yeah.
And then Purdue and Duke.
Coming back, repeating.
I think you have to pick. You have to pick her on this one.
You know what we're going to say.
Picking.
Put it in your lap.
I hate to say it. I would enjoy watching that game. That would be a heck of a game.
That would be a good game.
Jason, you're taking Duke?
I think I'm taking Duke. I think I'm taking Duke on that one.
Dude, that wasn't obvious. The first Final Four that we did. All right, so Purdue and Duke. Who would see? I mean, Haas is literally a Haas. He's tough, but Duke can obviously match up with that. Since you can match up with that, all you got to do with Purdue is make Isaac Haas beat you, shut down the guards, which is how what was figured out at the end of the Big Ten. Mm-hmm. So Duke can do that. They can match up with Haas one-on-one, and then
guard those. Can they guard Carson Edwards?
How many times has Purdue played against a 2-3 zone this year?
Not much. I'm not sure.
Because Duke's converted to 2-3 zone late in the year, and it's actually been really effective.
I mean, we got four guys that can shoot 40% or better. So against the zone,
but they play a weird.
They just manned up on Haas and said, "Okay, we're going to shut down the four shooters just one-on-one and make Isaac Haas shoot 25 times a game." Well, Duke can guard Haas one-on-one.
But if they go zone, that's what's going to produce trouble is those ball screens.
It's more of a 4-1 zone than it is a 2-3 zone because they play off. I mean, they're up high on the.
I would say it would be
line.
It would be fun to watch.
Oh, it'll be a great game. What's the percentage of zone, the man-to-man that Duke runs? Have they gone exclusive zone, or do you think 50-50?
Almost all zone at this point.
Really? Is it just like
they
Syracuse
really switched? Yeah, they're very Syracuse right now.
Oh, so it's a matchup? Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's very much matchup zone. Yeah.
The only thing that'd be worse for me,
and they're very long, so yeah.
Kentucky and Purdue. That would be the only thing that would be worse for me if it was Kentucky and Purdue. Now, I would have to if it's in Final Four number 2. If it was Purdue and Duke. I would. Man, we're
putting some pressure on you.
Duke can score.
Come on, there, Curtis.
Duke can score. That's very true.
They'll get Haas in foul trouble. I have to go Duke. Haas can't stay out of foul trouble.
Oh, all right.
Because Duke can go 4 deep on their big men pretty easily.
And what's his name? That other big guy, Harms.
Wendell Carter
Yeah.
can just dominate. So yeah, Carter.
Harms is the next Brian Carter.
I just hope we have that opportunity. That would be great. If I could see the Duke Purdue.
Yeah. Oh man.
I would be pretty excited.
We'll never be friends again.
Zags and Duke.
Ooh.
Gonzaga.
This would be the.
Duke.
This is like last year, except for Duke instead of North Carolina. That's pretty interesting,
right
huh?
Gonzaga.
Duke.
I'm going Gonzaga.
Woo.
That's easy, Duke. If Duke makes it out of the Sweet 16, they're winning it all.
Jamie, you don't get a vote. It's
basically,
Duke.
I think.
I just
Just say it, Jamie. Just say it, man.
It's
Final Four number 2.
Oh boy, I would have to go with Gonzaga there too.
Oh my gosh!
Back to back, they finally get it with Mark Few.
You're crazy.
And this is not because I don't like Duke. I like Duke. I like Coach K. So
you have to make sure you put Final Four number 1 in and our Final Four number 2 in. Analysis of both of them.
I am getting 2 other guys. We're gonna keep recording.
Who knows as much basketball as we do, Kurt?
I'm gonna keep finding guys until it's Duke picked, and that's the one that airs.
All right, Final Four number 3.
I got 2 people lined up outside the door. You guys, we're done here.
This is Final Four number 3.
I have
Give me back that mountain ale.
We have Arizona, Xavier.
Drink another one of these. Let's go.
UCLA and Auburn.
Oh gosh.
Hey.
No, I do think you should put Final Four number 1 and Final Four number 2 in there, just for the fun of it.
Oh my gosh, what's going to be bad? It's going to be the Final Four is going to be Kentucky.
Oh no,
North Carolina,
no,
Purdue, and Kansas. And I'm going to be like, I'll never watch college basketball again.
Oh.
Kansas, Duke, Kentucky, and who is your other one? North Carolina.
North Carolina, Kansas, Purdue, and
I used to like back, when Calipari, when they had those Kentucky teams that were just dominant and everything like that. I would literally not watch college basketball until Kentucky lost. That one was a really long year.
Right? That 1 year was bad. That was a bad year. Anthony Davis' year was very bad.
If Davidson wins this year, I think this is the greatest tournament ever, and I will probably be just root for anybody. If Davidson beats
you, we're all like, who cares? Whatever, we're great. Yeah.
Best tournament ever.
If Lipscomb beats North Carolina, I'm gonna run naked in the streets.
You heard it live right here.
So yeah, we're all happy about that. Yeah.
Oh man, that'd be great.
So South Dakota State's winning it all. Is that what we're saying?
That's right. Oh.
Yep. So actually, here's the upsets that we did talk about. By the way, if you wanted to throw this in there, the upsets we did talk about that we didn't agree on was Penn beating Kansas.
Mm-hmm. That would be great.
Yep.
South Dakota State over Ohio State.
Right.
Was another one. Let's see. What was the other one? New Mexico State over Clemson.
Okay. Yep.
Was another one. And then we did go with Stephen F. Austin, didn't we? We ended up going with that one.
We did go with that one, yeah.
Was there another one in there that we talked about that we didn't go with? Those were the 3.
San Diego State, Houston, maybe?
Well, that's a 10-7. Is that really an upset?
That's 11-6.
11-6. Yeah,
I guess
that'd
that's
be
not necessarily bad. But
yeah, that'd be another one we talked about then. Would be San Diego State over Houston. So those were the upsets that we talked about that we didn't follow through on.
Right.
Biggest one being the Penn over Kansas, but you made a very logical argument on that one. That yeah.
Hey, by the way, Radford is officially in the.
Radford.
Oh, well,
I'm getting ready. I got to go watch my Bobby Hurley's. Fighting Bobby Hurley's here soon. Arizona State.
Radford's 1-0 in the tournament. 6 more to go.
Hey, just 90 more wins to go. They catch up with Coach K.
Yeah. Good luck.
They still probably have.
Oh, God.
You know what? Here's an interesting fact for you, though. Radford has as many national championships and Final Four appearances as Purdue since 1981.
It's very true. Yep. Radford. The Radford Radicals.
Thanks, Curt.
Hey, throwing out there.
Hey, I'm glad you gave some love, though. I can tell that you...
begrudging love.
Yeah. You give Purdue a little love.
That's the name of this podcast. This episode is called Begrudging Love.
Growing up in my old age, because you only got another year or two before IU's back. So, man, I got to quit mentioning the Hoosiers when they're not involved.
But won't Archie Miller be under suspicion for paying players pretty soon?
No. Hopefully he learned how to do it better than his brother did.
Yeah, that's really amateur hour here at this point. If you can't figure that out.
Talk on the phone. You don't talk on the phone. You have people do that for you.
What are you doing here, man?
Look at Rick Pitino did it for years. John Calipari does it for years.
Haven't you heard of Snapchat? What are you talking about, man? What are we talking about? Phones. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Anymore, man. Oh shoot. No, this is fun. Yeah, I definitely think Final Four 1 and 2 should be both on. We have original Final. Actually, don't even call it Final Four 1 or 2. We say which one is the real Final Four. We have alternate.
Whoever wins, that's the one. I'll go back and edit them out. Well, if it's exactly our second Final Four,
we're gonna listen, Jamie. We're gonna listen to this, and the Final Four is going to be Duke. It's going to be Duke, Arizona.
Look, I've got us all saying every team, so I can edit it so that we're right, no matter what.
We'll have the University of Maryland, Baltimore. County.
We'll do we'll do perfect podcast or perfect bracket. And I'll go back and re-edit where we always say the right answer.
Yes, I like it.
Alabama has the worst record.
Yet, they have maybe one of the best players. So
they're a 9 seed with 19 and 15.
That is kind of weird. And look at Penn. Look at Penn's record.
And you guys still picked them.
Penn's 24-8. That's awesome.
Because one player in the NCAA can make a difference.
Now, and Oklahoma 18 and 13.
Oklahoma was terrible. Oklahoma shouldn't be.
I know, but they got Trae Young, and then
what's
Alabama's
her name?
got
USC is got to be pissed.
Avery Johnson at Alabama, baby. That's why.
Oh, Avery Johnson. He's a motivator, man.
He is. Hey, kids.
He can out bench press Dennis Rodman. I don't know if you knew that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was bench pressing like 400 pounds when he was playing for the Spurs.
Holy cow, seriously?
Yeah, he said impressive. He would bear hug Dennis Rodman to control him.
That's insane.
Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Well, it's past your bedtime, I'm sure.
It was past my bedtime. Yeah, about an hour ago.
Wow.
It's the only way we get the kids in bed.
Oh, gosh.
It's on the way. Bills will get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Don't you just smack him around and say, "Get to bed, moron"?
I'll tell you what. He slept in his own bed last night for the first time since I can even remember.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I mean
it's a celebration right there.
No, I don't know if it's awesome or just sad.
I mean,
but no, it was like
always
the greatest.
awesome.
I was in such a good mood today because I actually had like a full night's sleep and everything like that. I was like,
you got child number 3 on the way now.
Oh boy, here we go.
I thought this was supposed to be serious stuff here. I didn't realize it was comedy.
Has this ever been serious?
I'm too old, man. I know I'm not as old as you. I guess what you're like number 5 on the way there, Jamie.
Yeah, you should talk, man.
I hope
you should. You should not be the one saying stuff about.
Hey, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying if he's
it's a bad thing.
More,
look, once you get after 2, you're outnumbered.
Oh, we got 2 pretty good ones right now. We got a boy and a girl. Let's not take our chances.
Yeah.
I go. No.
Yeah.
I've always wanted 3, but I'm just old and tired, and I'd like to retire someday. So
yeah.
And then
third kid's always crazy. Let me just
should let Millie fill this out and see what she thinks.
Right.
Last year I had her kind of go through one last year. Her attention span wasn't very good. Maybe her attention span will be a little bit better.
Do one section a day.
Maybe I can get her to sit down with me and do a little bit. That would be kind of fun to see what she can do. I can just give Tony one. It'd be about the same.
Yeah. We do a thing in our family where we fill out brackets and then the winner gets to pick the restaurant we all go to.
Oh,
and
nice.
so I always pick, like when I won it, and I picked a place I knew that everyone hated. So we went to Taco Tierra because they all don't understand.
We would end up at a Mexican restaurant or a Red Lobster.
Yeah.
If because I don't do I don't care for Mexican or nor do I care for seafood or like what's that other one, the
Italian.
monkey jumpers. No.
Don't like Mexican.
I don't like
Italian.
Asians or Mexicans.
What's that? Hey, what's that seafood place called that used to be over on Post Road that's not there anymore? She can't hear me. Hey, Tony.
She said you don't even like breakfast food for dinner sometimes.
What?
What was that?
What?
Maybe that food place over on Post Road that's closed now.
Because she posted the other day this picture. I was like, I could eat that a lot
Joe's.
for dinner.
Yeah.
Not Curt.
Joe's Crab Shack. Oh, I don't mind
Joe's
it.
Crab Shack. Yeah. I've heard people hate that place. No. No one's ever said that.
I did. I'm not a big fan.
What about Long John Silver's?
Oh, I love Long John Silver's. But you feel it for about 4 days. You go to Long John Silver's if you need a colon cleanse.
Oh, yeah. I go, when I feel sick, I'm like, let's go to Long John's. We're cleaning out the system, guys.
If you need to lose 10 pounds fast, I call it the Long John.
You go to Long John's. It tastes great, but you don't have it long. Brought to you by Long John Silver's.
That should be their slogan. Long John Silver's if you need to fit in that bathing suit.
Yeah, right. Got something wrong with you? We'll get it out. Long John's.
That's awesome.
Try our coffee
Right.
for double the
love
power.
it. We absolutely love it, but we fill it for like 3 days. We're like, what did we do?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Anytime I was like, well, let's go to Long John's, I hear my family's like, Are you feeling okay? Are you sick? Because they know that like that's the best way for me to get not being sick anymore.
Oh, I know, I love it, but man, it is brutal. But
yeah, it's not great.
I eat there. I used to eat there a lot, but that was when I was a little younger.
Maybe Kentucky should go there before they play.
Yeah, they'll be like,
well,
we're running off the court, and they'll be like,
we got a random order of Long John Silver's to our room.
Yeah, like, oh, I love Long John's.
For the game.
Yeah, let's do that. Where are they at? Let's find out their hotel. We'll send them all.
They're in Boise, Idaho, I think. Way
Perfect.
Up
Does Boise have Long John's?
I'm sure.
On the Bobby Hurley thing that they were watching, I can't remember which game it was. You'll remember which game it was. He ran off the court. It was during Final Four or Sweet 16 or something like that. And came back in, and Coach K was like, "Yeah, Bobby had a little case of diarrhea in the middle of the game." And
Yeah, it happens. But he's a warrior. He played.
Yeah, he was. 20 years later, I can appreciate it.
Yeah, love the Bobby.
Not so much at the time.
You didn't like Marty Clark and all that, but yeah, good old Duke. Everyone should like him.
Days.
Yep.
Yeah.
America's team, Duke Blue Devils.
Sure,
Everyone loves Duke.
Yeah, the top 3 recruits in the country like him right now.
Heck
So
yeah,
I'm trying to figure out what you're going to do with 3 guys that play the same position.
Who cares, man?
They're all like small forwards.
Great.
What is it?
We can switch every play. Defensively, we can switch everything. It's great. What are you talking about?
Zion Williamson will be more of a small forward, though. He's only 6'6" or something like
They're
that,
all
isn't he?
6'6".
Oh, they're all 6'6".
Yeah.
I thought. Well,
Yeah, we'll switch.
3 of them.
It'd be like having Shane Battier back.
I
We'll
guess
be
you
like
could have a
having
guard at
Shane Battiers.
6'6", 3 guards at 6'6". That'd be pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
3 guards 6'6" and get a couple 6'11" guys. We're good. What's stopping that? That's an amazing team. What are you talking about?
Top 3 recruits. That's pretty impressive.
That is.
Yeah, it's
that
right. And you've seen that one dude dunk? He's awesome.
Is Duke?
Zion,
well,
or whatever?
Duke
Zion
Adidas.
Williamson.
Yeah,
Is Duke turning into Adidas next year? Is that what's happening?
I hadn't heard that. It may be.
Aren't they already
I would be
Adidas?
surprised.
Adidas is the one. Adidas is the
They're
guy
a very Nike-centric team. I would be stunned if they switched to anyone else.
Oh, money.
Yeah, it'd take a lot, though. I mean, they've been
I'm sure
Nike
Nike
for
pays
a
them.
while. Yeah.
Nike pays them quite
Coach
handsomely.
K seems to be pretty loyal in that.
That's why Duke and Kentucky get all those guys, because they all play on the Nike AAU circuit.
Oh yeah, sure.
So that's why they get all those guys, because
Makes
that's
sense.
what they go through the Nike AAU junk, and
Yep.
so they stick to Nike schools.
Yeah. That's the reason why.
You think
that works.
Indiana will ever change from Adidas?
I have no idea.
Wasn't that deep of a question. They've been Adidas forever.
They've been Adidas forever, yeah. So I'm sure it's a pretty handsome contract. I think I can't remember. They signed to it for a pretty long term.
I would prefer Adidas shoes over Nike shoes.
Yeah, I don't like Nike shoes at all.
Yeah, I can't wear
They
Nike
don't-
shoes.
They don't. They're too skinny for
Yeah.
me. I can't.
There are
I'll wear
sports.
some. I got
Yeah, I
some
don't
on
like
right now,
them.
but most of the time I pick Adidas, especially in the basketball shoe.
Yeah, there are supports. My left foot, the arch on my left foot is messed up, man. My left foot is bad.
Yeah.
So I don't know what happened there, but I've never been able to wear Nikes.
Yeah,
Asics have always stood me pretty well.
I like Asics. Yep.
I used to like Reebok back in the day.
Those ones that you bought for dunking, they were pretty good.
Voits. You gotta get the
Voits. I
Voits.
can't think of the
Voits.
The Target Voits.
I
He's
wonder
the best.
if any team in the conference has a Voight
Voits.
contract.
We got that Voight contract. We're pretty legit here.
Like a shoelace busted. Like
I think Oakland City University has Voight contract.
Yeah,
That's
that's
great.
amazing. Gotta get the Voits.
Go get you your Pumas.
Yeah.
Hey, they worked.
It's better than Adidams. It's like I got an extra stripe.
Or your Kangaroos.
Yes, my ruse. You can put money in the pouch. What are you talking about? Oh, gosh.
That's where DeAndre Ayton put all his cash.
Right, yeah. That's like you open up he's like, here's some shoes, and he opens it up, and there's $100,000 in there. Wow. That's amazing. His pockets are deep. Just keeps coming out like a magician's handkerchief.
You got it.
With dollar
Two
bills.
pair of shoes every game.
Yeah. All right. There's $1,000 in this pair. You got 100 pairs for you.
That's why I call the Kentucky-Arizona game is the Ayton payday game. The winner gets Ayton.
Yeah. Oh man.
$100,000.
Maybe Calipari is like, look, I got 120,000 if you switch teams right now. He's like, all right.
Right now, 120.
120 right now. Will you come over here? I got a jersey and everything.
That should have been in the original documentary commentary.
Yes. Now we can.
That should be go back and should be put back into the original.
That's how we'll start this tournament bracket out.
We'll sub it in.
Oh man, this is exciting. That was fun. I liked how we did that.
Although this is a blast, man. I haven't chatted with you.
I can't wait to see our percentage of what we got right. Or what I wonder, or what the average, like if all the brackets that people's filled out, what is the average correct? You know?
I bet it's like 20% because you know how many just throw out there. You know, like the first round or do it. I bet it's way down there.
I'd be curious what people. But like ESPN, whether they're allowing 25 people, you know, you can submit 25 different brackets. I mean.
Just go in and pick all numbers, just every
because,
top ranked team,
like,
and you're probably going to be
people will
fine.
pick their favorite team to win, and then people will pick like a number 15 seed to be the 2 seeds. Like, see, I told you that one would win. You know, just so they can have that.
I got to be his right one time.
Jason has 25 brackets, and in 15 of them he has Penn beating Kansas, so he can be the one that says, see, I told you it would happen.
See, look, dude.
See, I told you right here it is.
Penn, right
so
here.
Davison winning and Kansas losing the first game, and that would be great. Kansas and Kentucky both losing game one.
Oh, yeah.
Might be the best
that'd be a pretty
tournament
good,
ever.
Pretty good tournament. If Lipscomb wins, it's the best tournament ever. Because that would be awesome.
There is. There is, actually. Never underestimate.
Hey, they got a better record in North Carolina.
Never underestimate a team who has a guy from Indiana on it, and Lipscomb has a team from Indiana on it. He was on the local talk show show the other day. He was from some small school in Indiana, and he's one of their starters out there. So never underestimate a team that has a player from Indiana on it.
There you
and
go.
Lipscomb has.
There you go.
So you know what? Oh no, I gotta check something out. No, I think he's graduated. I think Emmett Holt transferred to Rhode Island, but let me check that real quick. Emmett Holt was one of the guys that got booted by Cream.
Well, the first things you put Lipscomb in.
Not
says three ways Lipscomb basketball can beat North Carolina in the NCAA.
Nice.
3 ways.
Oh,
what are the 3 ways?
Man.
Don't leave me hanging here, man.
I'm going to look and see what they say.
What is it? North Carolina.
The last time a number 15 seed beat a number 2 seed was in 2016 when Middle Tennessee State stunned Michigan State. A similar upset this year would have a local flavor as well. Let's see. Because this game's going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina. So let's see.
I'm thinking one of the ways is North Carolina gets food poisoning.
Yeah, they're flat tire on the bus, or they have the wrong stadium they show up in, or Roy Williams is.
Hey, let's talk about
mad.
the 15 seeds.
Poor old Roy. I'd love to see Roy Williams reacting to a 15-2 loss. That would be the best.
You know what? He could do it.
Oh, so here's one. So Lipscomb Jr. Garrison Matthews, with his deadly outside marksmanship and his ability to drive to the basketball, is capable of taking over a game for long stretches. North Carolina does not defend well on the perimeter, so if Matthews gets hot from beyond the 3 line, it could set him off. So there's one.
They defended well the other day.
And Limpkin's basketball tickets for NCAA game against North Carolina already sold out. After being held scoreless in the first half over Texas, Matthews scored 17. He had 43 in the game.
Dang.
All right.
43 would beat Virginia on most
Let's
nights.
see who else they play.
Hey, Virginia can score this year, man.
Yeah.
They were 25th or something like that. Offensive efficiency this year. They're top 30 offensive efficiency this year. With the boy Newcomb.
Yeah, I looked at KenPom's last year's rankings, and they were pretty good on the Final Four. That was pretty close.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were
They had North Carolina pretty high, and yeah.
I've never paid much attention to them, but I remember you mentioning it a lot last year, and you hear it on radio every now and then, so I thought I'd take a look at them. It's kind of interesting to see.
Yeah, it's interesting, the whole offensive efficiency and defense efficiency.
All nine teams we put in the Final Four are all like top 10 in
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Categories.
Yeah. Michigan State's pretty locked. 9-9, that's pretty good. But that's why I think it sucks that Duke and Michigan State have to play each other so early.
That is pretty. Yeah, that is odd. That was amazing.
Michigan State got hosed. I mean, they're not a 3 seed. That's
true.
bad. I don't like that.
They were second in the country, and the only team they beat, Michigan, beat them. And that was legit.
I don't know. I don't agree
the
with
tournament teams that Limpkins has played during the school year, Alabama beat them by 22. Texas beat them by about 13. Tennessee beat them by 10. Purdue beat them by 32.
Sounds like a team Purdue would schedule.
Yeah. That's the only tournament teams. And
so not looking likely.
They did beat Florida Gulf Coast 108-96.
Well, there's that. Michigan.
And Florida Gulf Coast is the number 1 seed in that in their conference. So I don't think they're going to beat.
No, they won't beat North Carolina, but somebody will, hopefully.
They will. They're not going to. As long as they don't play Michigan State for some reason cannot beat North Carolina.
Yeah, hopefully Michigan can. I'm all in for that.
Alrighty. Well, guys, I'm gonna take off here.
All right. Yeah. Well, good to hear. Now that you figured Skype out, we can maybe do this more often.
Heck yeah! Yeah, this is awesome. Loved it. It was a blast. We're gonna try to come down a little earlier this year. We're gonna try to come down in June this year, so I'll make sure I get a hold of you guys.
Yeah.
When we get down there,
Go do some fun stuff.
Yeah, Jamie, if you haven't moved yet, don't move. And then
don't move till after June, is what he's saying.
Yeah, don't move after June. And if you do move, you better get a hold of me because you're going to be my neck of the woods. Yeah, you're going to be within an hour.
He'll bring the Not Your Father's Mountain Ale.
Man, I'm telling you, that's some good stuff.
It really is.
Second one if I didn't have to drive home because
it's pretty good.
It's really good. I could.
Yeah, it's almost like dangerous. Mountain Dew, but it's not.
It really is like a flat Mountain Dew, but
in a good way. It's not in a bad way. Yeah,
exactly. I've never thought when you said it, I was like, oh.
But yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting. So
Arizona State, by the way, beat Kansas State, beat Xavier.
That's it.
Beat Kansas.
Yeah.
Who they lost to though?
They lost some crap games late, so it's hard to know. But I think it's
one
Arizona
of those. Arizona late.
Yeah.
And
I just understand how you get like 9th in your conference and are in, and then the team that comes in second place in tournament and conference is in.
You don't have Bobby Hurley as your coach. That's
Oregon beat them. Stanford beat them. Utah beat them.
Yeah, they did not do well.
Washington beat them.
So hopefully they'll do well outside their conference.
They beat USC, which some said should be in the tournament.
They should be starting soon here, or they should be. Starting
They beat UCLA. They played Arizona close twice.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Good job, everybody.
Arizona State, I like. I don't know.
All right, gentlemen.
We ought to meet. We ought to do this like right between the Sweet 16 and the Final 8 in that week off, or between the first. Yeah, between maybe the 32 and the 16.
Well, we won't be back in town till 29th or
Because we
30th,
might be gone.
30th or something. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it would be kind of cool to do a recap right before
let's
the
do
Final
it like
Four.
at the before the Final Four. We can say, look
Our-
how right we were.
Yeah, I mean,
Which Final Four we go?
we got 9 teams in the Final Four. So I
Yeah.
mean, what do we got? No, we have one. We got what? 7 teams in the Final Four. So
Right.
Some of the experts said there's 8 teams legitimately they think could win it.
hey, and we put
Kansas and Kentucky are neither one in it, but Duke,
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Like it's Miami versus Houston, and it's Charleston versus Marshall.
there you go. So I'm sure 2 of our 7 teams will make it to the Final Four. So
One with them.
all right, all right. Well, you know that Duke, Michigan, one of those 2 teams are going.
Yeah,
All right.
winner of Duke Michigan State's going all the way in that bracket for sure.
Yeah. All right, gentlemen, I gotta cut out. So
All right,
take it easy, gentlemen, and we will do this again.
That was fun.
sounds good.
Take care, buddy. Have fun.
Bless you guys. Take care.
Say hello
Catch
to
you.
Mickey. Say hello to Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, we'll do. I'll give him a big hug for you.
All right. Give Ariel a hug for me.
Oh, we're staying in Little Mermaid rooms, gentlemen.
Oh, nice.
She's on the shower curtain. So.
Yes. Long showers for Kurt. All right.
That's the best way to end it.
on that note.
Yeah, all right. We're out.
Cut that out of the post. That's all I
No,
gotta
yeah,
say.
that's leading it off. Sure. Got it.
All right, take it easy, gentlemen.
See
See
ya.
ya.
Adios.
Good job, everybody.